Hello and welcome to this Make Explore Art video. Today we'll be looking closely at how to draw from observation, and the object that we're looking at is a toy dinosaur. So let's begin. So we'll start by looking very closely at our object, and for us it's the toy dinosaur. So I start by thinking about what shapes it could be if I were to imagine it as a stick object. So it's a big circle, almost like rugby ball shape for the belly, and a couple of triangles for the head and for the jaw. For the legs and the tail at this stage, all I need to do is draw a couple of lines to indicate where they are on this rugby ball shape. I'll get started from my drawing by looking again at my dinosaur, putting it in front of me in a place and a position that I feel comfortable with, and then starting to record this plan as lightly as I can on my paper. So I'll start with my rugby ball shape because that's the largest object that I'm going to start recording, and I'm going to try and make that as big as I can on my piece of paper. Now I'm going to focus on the head by drawing a large triangle which is pointing down towards the left hand side of my paper. And from the rugby ball shape I can now add lines to show where the legs are positioned. It's important to remember while you're doing this to keep this plan nice and light, and the reason being is you will want to modify it. You might think that when you get onto the next stage you'll want to adjust things, so if this is nice and light then it means you don't even need to use a rubber to do or make those adjustments. I'm looking really closely at the head because I'm not convinced that just drawing one triangle is going to give me enough information to then start drawing my definite outline at a later stage. So I will need to do some more plan marks. I've drawn a couple of diagonal lines here just to give me a real sense of where those platelets behind the head actually curve up, and also I've added a slightly curved line as well to give me more of a balance. So now we can draw a more accurate outline, and you'll notice on my dinosaur it's got lots of textures, it's bumpy, it's got a connection in the middle, so I'm going to try and record as much of that information as I can with my new outline. Don't be afraid to change from the original lightly drawn shapes, as now you will start to see it and observe it more closely. Now you can add a few more key features such as the eyes and the horns. The outline of our dinosaur, and now we need to add areas of tone. Build this up gradually and start in one area. I've chosen to start underneath the tail as I believe that's quite a dark area, so I can really show how well I can use my pencil skills and apply a lot of pressure. Try to add this tone evenly, so So it might mean you test out your mark making skills somewhere else on the paper before you actually apply it to your dinosaur, and always build up the tone gradually. Whilst tone is your first area of development within your drawing, you can now add textures over the tone to build the quality and the likeness to make it appear like a 3D object. Another area is the shadow on the floor. So if you've got your light shining down on your dinosaur, notice where that shadow is to make it appear grounded. Continue to add this combination of tone and texture over the surface. It will take time, but be patient and build up those textures so that this dinosaur can be really lifelike and 3D. To conclude this tutorial, here are several students' work from Year 7 who are 11 years old. They've clearly shown a lot of skill and taken on board a lot of different areas in ways to add tone and texture to their drawings to make them appear 3D. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Make Explore Art for more tips, tricks and tutorials, and see you next time.